Hiya. Today I'm going to give you a review of V for Vendetta. It's written by Alan Moore, which I'm sure you've all heard of, and David Lloyd illustrates it. Although I was reading in this that actually they're more like a team, like David Lloyd actually came up with a lot of the big ideas from it, and it was a contributive work really. But anyway, V for Vendetta, you've probably all heard of it. It's one of the greatest graphic novels of all time, or it's generally viewed as that, and I absolutely loved it as well. Alan Moore is basically known as one of the greatest writers as well, and reading this, it's basically cemented him as one of my favourite writers. Also I've read Watchmen, a few of his other like DC stuff. The Killing Joke's an amazing book, and this is no different. It's absolutely amazing. It basically takes place in the 90s actually. I think it was basically an alternate future. There's a movie based on it which is sort of different, I'll talk about that later, but it's set in an alternate future where it's basically a fascist state, or totalitarian state, could barely say that word, where the government basically control everything. They can't do anything wrong, like there's curfews in place all the time, you can't be out of your house at a certain time. If you don't, everything in news is absolute fact, but really in reality it's all construed, but they just want the public to think they're doing a brilliant job. So it's got quite a good setting. Obviously something in a different reality is always interesting, but Alan Moore really sets this out really well. Like some of the main characters are police, although they're called the Finger, and there's different groups of the government. They're all doing their jobs, like keeping the public in check. That's one way to put it really. But it follows a girl called Evie, who starts off she's basically, she can't do anything obviously because the government are trying to control them, and she needs money, so she tries to go into prostitution. But one of the people she approaches first is actually a member of the police force, or the version of the police force, and she starts getting attacked when a character appears wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, which is that mask there. Basically saves her and then destroys the Old Bailey, which is one of the big important buildings in front of her, and it shows that he's basically a massive anarchist and is going to overthrow the government. The way the dialogue's really good, like the way V, the character with the Guy Fawkes mask is called V, which is basically the story's focusing on him and Evie, and the way V talks, it's like kind of, I'm trying to think of the word, a kind of classical, kind of bohemian-like way. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, I don't want to say romantic. It could be a way to put it. But so the dialogue's really good. Like the plot basically tries to show you the history of V and why he's became like this, why he's trying to overthrow the government. And the story is that he's been kept in originally when this government first came into power, the fascist government, like they've created all these camps that are basically concentration camps, like in World War II, and they've redone this again, and they're bringing in all ethnic minorities, religious minorities, in fact basically most religions. Anyone that steps out of line, like gays, like anything like that, they've been just put them in, people that aren't normal, quote unquote, they've just thrown them away. They want everyone to be exactly the same and to be easy to control. And V, it doesn't really explain why the character of V's been thrown in there, but he's in there, and basically instead of him being turned into a monster like the rest of the people in the camp, he's been turned into a genius by the experiments they've been doing on him, and he basically overthrows the people in the camp, destroys the place and escapes, and obviously decides what has been done, like the shocking things that have been done to him. He needs to get revenge, kill everyone that's been involved in the camp. So it goes through that, him basically killing people. He's shown as quite ruthless in this, like he needs revenge no matter what. There's a point in it where he kills a woman that was involved in the camp, even though she showed complete regret and complete remorse. He still thinks that she should die. It's like he kills her painlessly, he still thinks she still deserves to die. I suppose that could be maybe seen as not that ruthless, but if he's killing somebody no matter what they say, then I suppose there's another few grim deaths in it. He's a really great character, like the way he's written. There's some The artwork, to say about the artwork, it does look a sort of dated, but I mean, it tells the story perfectly. David Lloyd, he's done the Horrorist, which is another one of my favourite books, Constantine, and he also, when we met him at Comic Con, he drew this in the front for me. Don't know if you can see that, which is really good. I'm trying to think what I can say. I've got the plot, the characters, the setting, dialogue. There's really not much more to say about it. It's obviously it kind of defined comics as an actual storytelling medium as well, as with Watchmen. Like it kind of showed what else can be done with comics, and it's really a fantastic piece of literature rather than just a comic book. So it's absolutely fantastic. And it's all about anarchy really. It's anarchy versus fascism almost. And you can even see like the V logo. It's kind of almost a corruption of the anarchy logo. It's like upside down and a line taken away. But it's a great read. I just watched the movie recently as well, which Alan Moore says he's never watched it and never will because he didn't like the other Hollywood productions of his movies. And to be honest, I enjoyed the movie, but it's different from the book. Like some of the characters are removed, some of the characters are kind of made more broad in general. Like don't have as much character as they do in the books. They're just made a bit more easier to understand. They've taken some of the plot layers away. I'm making the movie sound absolutely terrible here, but yeah, I much prefer the book definitely. But you should also watch the movie to see some of the visuals in this. Hugo Weaving, who plays V, does it perfectly. You never see his face. I didn't actually know it was him that played him until I seen some interviews of him talking about playing the role. But he plays that perfectly. And Natalie Portman plays Evie, who was alright in it. she wasn't outstanding like V. It's still a good movie, but it took. One of the things that Alan Moore was saying he never noticed. He says he's never watched it, but he commented on it. It's probably just, I'll just say it's trailers. He says that they don't mention much of anarchy in that, and it didn't seem that much a fascist government. Something that as well is that in the books, the government came in to power from a public vote that they'd done like, of their own free will, but in the movie it was as if they were forced to vote for them because there was all these problems going on, like all these poisons and huge deaths and massacres and stuff. It felt like, so that was something kind of different. But yeah, for the book, I'd probably give the book a 9 out of 10. It was really, really good. The movie, 7 probably. So I'm recommend definitely the book. Try out the movie as well. And again, that's V for Vendetta by Alan Moore. So, we'll see you then.